Thanks, y'all. Is this mic good?
Yep.
All right, cool. Thank you. Thanks for those listening at home and watching at home. We appreciate you. That was Don't Get Around Much Anymore, Duke Ellington tune. Yeah, we're super stoked to be here making some music together and here at beautiful Mr. Tipple's, unfortunately without any of our beloved friends and community, but glad to be able to make some music for you, hopefully at home. I'm told Mr. Tipple's is available for cocktail pickup.
Yes.
So probably everyone should do that. Or cocktail delivery, rather, even. So yeah, definitely check them out there. That's Micheal Micheal on the drums, Tyler Harlow on the bass. They're great. I'm Nathan Bickart. We're going to keep going with an original tune of mine. This one's called Three Wells. And it's named after a very special place to me over in Mill Valley, California. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks, y'all. Which camera should I look into? Is it that one? That one? Okay, great. I'm trying to like kind of averting my gaze, staring off in the distance here. Cool. Thanks, y'all. Yeah, that one was called Three Wells. We're gonna do another original of mine. This one's called Self Care. Thanks so much for listening and for spending your evening with us. Hopefully you're doing well and in good health. Certainly are hoping we get back to Mr. Tipple soon and able to play for a real live audience someday in the future. It's a dream I have. It's a crazy thing.
Someday in the future.
I know. Well, yeah, a little luck and anyway. But yeah, this one's called Self Care, and we hope you guys enjoy it. This is a song that the last one, was Self-Care. Once again, thanks so much for joining us, for listening. We do have a virtual tip jar there, which I believe is on your screen, at NathanB23 on Venmo. It's like a super cute Venmo name, so I mean, I don't know how you could ever forget it. I mean, you just want to give, even if we weren't playing
Super
music,
cute.
you know. It's like a radio DJ or something, like a radio drop. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna, if you feel inspired or like supporting us, live music here in the Bay, I would be so grateful for your support, your financial support. You're already giving us your eyes and your time, and we appreciate that as well, obviously. So thanks for being with us. We're gonna keep going. This one is an original of mine. It's called Ode, and it's a song I wrote. It was inspired by our mutual friend, Swen Hendrickson. Shout out Swen.
Shout out Marshall.
shout out Lou.
Wherever you are in the world.
Anyway, this one's Ode. Thank you. Thank you. That was Michael Micheal on the drums there at the end. Woo! Tyler Harlow back there on the bass. Woo! I'm Nathan Bickart. Thank you. Thank you. Please. It's quite enough.
Keep
Yeah.
clapping at home and see if Nathan feels weird. See
Actually,
if he can
stop
feel it.
clapping and use your thumbs to start a watch party. Let's get some more eyeballs on here.
Tell your friends. Yeah. Get everyone around the stream. Yeah, but we are we're so grateful to be here playing for y'all and those of you at home. Yeah. No, you guys. This next tune is called BLM. It's an original of mine. Of course, stands for Black Lives Matter, which is still a super important thing to say, even if as it becomes more mainstream and feels like in some ways adopted by those and people in power. It still is important to emphasize that obviously the battle to ensure justice for an opportunity for all lives, all American lives, kind of as America has promised for all its citizens. We've really fallen short, obviously, in providing that for all the citizens of this country. And yeah, it's important to emphasize and re-emphasize and make sure we help those who maybe aren't as comfortable with this concept to understand that Black lives do matter, obviously, and that the systems and the institutions that we have in place in this country that direct power and resources in certain directions are consistently suggesting the opposite. And so we have to to continue to make sure that we say it and that we live it, that we vote with that on our minds, and that we support organizations that bring that into reality. So so this one's called BLM. Hope you guys enjoy it. Just jump in wherever feels good.
still don't know how to be an audience member after those. Part of me like wants to let that sit, rest. I want to applaud the musicians, applaud the protesters, and don't know how to respond.
I think you just nailed it.
Cool. Well, I think. We're gonna do one more of this set, and then we've got another set of music coming back. To another
And a cocktail break.
Oh, and there's a cocktail break happening.
What other kind of break is there?
There's the only type.
Kit Kat break.
Yeah, so stick around.
Lunch
Yeah, stick around. More music, cocktails, all sorts of good stuff coming up. Yeah, thanks for your support, for watching. Yeah, visit our virtual tip jars if you're feeling inspired. This last one we're going to do is a composition by Clifford Brown. This one's called Daoud. And yeah, Clifford Brown, great trumpet player who tragically died. I think he was only 25 when he passed away.
He was one of those magical 27s.
27. Okay. But yeah, gone far too soon, but left us with this song among many others and pretty lasting contribution. So yeah, this is Daoud, Clifford Brown. This will be our last song for the set, but then we'll be back with some more music after the cocktail break. We'll be right back.
Board is out.
Hi guys, welcome back to Mr. Tipples. My name is Roger. We're going to be doing a quick cocktail demonstration for you while the musicians have a little break. So just stick around. They're going to come back for their second set very shortly. But for now, I'm going to be showing you how to make something called a bourbon flip, also known as a whiskey flip. And just so you're all aware, we do offer cocktail delivery here in San Francisco. So you can contact us Tuesday through Sunday from 4:30 to 8:30 p.m. through Caviar, and we will deliver directly to your home. This is not one of the cocktails that we offer. However, in the coming weeks, we will be doing demonstrations of the cocktails that are actually on the menu, so stick around for those. You can see exactly what we provide. But if you are interested, just go ahead to Caviar and you can check out the menu for yourself. So, what exactly is a bourbon flip? So a flip is an entire category of cocktails. It's similar to a sour, but whereas with a sour you're using just the egg white, a flip uses a whole egg. So this is going to get you a really nice, viscous, creamy consistency. This is traditionally a cold weather drink. It's something kind of akin to eggnog. It has a similar flavor profile and a similar sort of consistency to a lot of bourbon-based eggnogs. However, this is more meant for sort of single consumption as opposed to a large punch bowl. And as Mark Twain pointed out, the coldest winter he ever spent was the summer in San Francisco, and we are in the midst of that right now. It's been really windy, it's been pretty chilly, so I know I'm looking for something that's going to warm me up just a little bit, and I think that the bourbon flip is the perfect drink for that. Now, keep in mind that not every bar that does sours can do flips. Sours using egg white, there's actually a lot of bars that are now starting to switch to sort of vegan alternatives to egg whites, so you are going to just want to make sure that they actually have whole eggs available before you ask for this. But it can be a really special treat if you can get it. So a traditional bourbon flip calls for simply bourbon, some simple syrup, the whole egg, that's it. You just basically shake the devil out of it and you pour it into a glass and you're good to go. And that's definitely the version that you can make at home, and I'll go over the specifications for that in just a moment. But what we're going to be doing is kind of our special version of the bourbon flip that uses some different ingredients that you probably don't have at home. However, if you are interested in getting them, they make a really cool addition to your back bar, and you can find some neat uses for them. So the traditional version is 2 ounces of bourbon. You're going to use 1 ounce of just simple syrup, which is just a 50-50 mix of white sugar and hot water. You basically just stir it together till it forms a syrup. You let it cool, and that's all you're going to do. And then a whole egg, which I'll show you how to use that in just a second. Now, some versions also call for maybe about a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice, which actually really kind of helps the foaming action with the extra acid. And you're also going to see some versions include a little bit of cream. You can totally do that if you really want to up that viscosity, but I think that it's a nice, rich, creamy drink even without the addition of cream. And some people don't really like the dairy element, so that's up to you, but I really don't think that it's totally necessary. Our version does not use cream. So, getting started, what we're going to be doing, it's a little bit different. We're going to be doing lemon juice, Luxardo apricot liqueur, this Nonino Aperitivo, which is basically an Amaro, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. And then we're using Wyoming whiskey. Now, I definitely recommend bourbon. You can do this with basically any whiskey that you like, but I don't recommend something really smoky or something with just like a ton of extra flavor that isn't like a nice sort of sweet, neutral bourbon, because if you really try to infuse too much flavor into it, you're going to really throw the balance of the drink off. This is a really delicate, creamy, very, not really refreshing, but a soothing drink. And if you try to infuse too much other stuff into it, it's going to throw it off, and you probably won't like it as much as if you just use like a nice bourbon. Again, I definitely like this Wyoming whiskey. I think that this is a really good product. If you want to try Buffalo Trace, I would recommend. Four Roses Small Batch, all of these, Woodford Reserve, they're all sort of really nice mid-price whiskeys where you're going to get a lot of bang for your buck out of them. So all of those are great options. So what we're doing here is we're going to be doing 2 ounces of the bourbon. We're going to be doing a 1/4 ounce each of these two spirits, and then we're going to be doing a 1/2 ounce of the lemon juice. So we're going to start with the lemon juice, and of course a whole egg. So 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Now the reason we're using lemon juice a little bit more than you would use if you were just using simple syrup is that the sweetening agents that we're using, these two liqueurs, are very, very sweet. They're actually more sweet than you would get out of a simple syrup. They have a higher proportion of sugar in them, and they have a lot of extra flavor too. So this Luxardo apricot liqueur, very, very cool product. It's, like I said, it's very, very sweet, and it's got a really strong apricot flavor to it. So a little bit goes a long way. Any more than a quarter ounce, and it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. And that's going to be true for just about any drink that you might want to use this for. So just keep that in mind if you do decide to get this. But it's really delicious, and it's even good just over a very small amount over some ice. You can drink it sort of like you would drink absinthe. It has that amount of strong flavor to it, but it's not nearly as hot as absinthe. It doesn't have quite as much alcohol in it. All right, so we're going to be doing the Nonino liqueur here, another quarter ounce there. Again, very, very sweet, a lot of really complex flavors in that. I would liken this to something like a curacao, like a dry curacao. And then we're going to be doing 2 ounces of our Wyoming bourbon. And we're going to take our egg. Now, whenever you're using, if you're going to be doing a sour, you're going to want to make sure that you're cracking your egg into a separate tin while you separate it out, because you really don't want to get eggshell and stuff like that in there. And you want to make sure that, most importantly, because honestly, and I'll show you in a second, the eggshell is not really the main concern. The main concern really is that you don't want to get any yolk in with your sour, because it's going to really throw off mostly the color. You probably won't really notice the flavor if there's a tiny bit in there, but the color will be messed up, and that's not what you want. But since we don't really care about that, I'm just going to crack it right into the same tin that we put the rest of our liquid ingredients in. And one of my favorite things is I just throw the shell right in. Now, I can do that because we're going to be double straining this. You're going to end up getting all of the shell out of there with the fine mesh strainer that you're going to be using. And actually having that shell in there does help break the egg up a little bit more than even just the ice. And as you're going to see in just a second, anytime you're doing an egg-based cocktail, you're actually going to do 2 rounds of shaking. You're going to do first what's called a dry shake, where you shake it without any ice, and that's going to help break up the egg and foam it up and get you where you want to be in terms of consistency before you dilute it. If you put the ice in first, if you shake it as long as you're supposed to, you're going to end up diluting the drink more than you really want to. So we're going to start with our dry shake. And now this is a pretty labor-intensive drink. You really want to shake the hell out of it. You've got to go for it for kind of a while, or else you're not going to get the consistency that you're looking for, and you give it a nice hard shake. So, the best method that I can recommend for something like this is actually get a couple of people involved. It could be fun. If you're doing this at a party, maybe make it a few of them at a time. You pass the tin around, and you have everybody take a turn for about maybe 30 seconds or so, and you get through 3 or 4 people, and then you probably have it shaken to the consistency that you're looking for. So I don't have much more to say about it, so I'm just going to kind of keep going. And like I said, you really want to get a hard shake. Sorry, my tin's not quite as sealed as I would like. Now, the other thing with this is you have a lot of different options for garnishes. The traditional garnish for most flips is actually going to be nutmeg, which really adds to that sort of holiday, sort of Christmassy feel to it. But any, kind of nice, sweet baking spice is going to work great. Tonight, I'm using cinnamon, and I'm using a little bit of walnut, actually. And you're going to need a microplane or some sort of grater to really get that on there. I mean, if you have the pre-grated cinnamon, that'll work okay too. But as with anything, I always recommend using fresh. So get yourself a cinnamon stick and just grate it on there yourself. You can probably kind of hear the eggshell rattling around in there a little bit. And that's good. That's helping kind of break everything up. It's sort of providing a similar function to the ice. All right, should be good for now. All right, and I'm going to be using a large cube as my ice. So that's going to help with diffusion. It's going to basically help move all the liquid around a lot. and it's not going to dilute quite as much as if you use a bunch of smaller cubes. You really want to get that ice moving through the liquid, pushing everything around, and that's what's going to help foam your drink up to the appropriate degree. Sometimes the tin doesn't seal quite the amount you need. You can actually kind of hear, if you listen closely, you can actually hear the ice melting in there and getting smaller, and that's exactly what you're looking for. If you really get good at it, you can put in the exact size of cube that you need in order for the entire thing to dissolve in the drink, and then you'll know you're done. But that one wasn't quite there. So we're going to go ahead and pour it out, and you can see it's nice and foamy and creamy. And if we did it right, it should come up just about to the top of the glass. All right, looks great. Now the last step, just a little bit of garnish. So I'm going to be taking my cinnamon stick. And a little bit of walnut. All right. Check that out. Yeah, so got a lot of complexity. You've got a nice, creamy, sort of relaxing drink, great for cold weather. The apricot really adds a lot of extra flavor to it. The nonino really adds some more depth to it, but neither of those really throw off the balance. You end up with a sweet drink. It's really balanced out with just a little bit of acid from that lemon juice. And of course, you know, the bourbon is actually sort of the secondary flavor that you get out of it. This is actually fairly boozy, but it really doesn't taste it. So you can, you know, really kind of drink a bunch of these if you have the patience to make a bunch of them. And, you know, you're going to feel it, but it's not going to taste like you're drinking just a ton of booze. So really, really delicious drink. I think it's a pretty underrated drink and something that's worth asking for once you have the ability to go out and get one. All right. We are going to be swinging it back to the musicians. So enjoy the rest of the show. And have a great night, everybody. Thanks.
So not last 8. Last 8, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. That one was a Jerome Kern tune. That's called Nobody Else But Me. And yeah, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for hanging out with us. Yeah, we're so grateful to be here at Mr. Tipple's. They're doing cocktail delivery. Gotta support the spot for sure. Yeah, for all your cocktail needs.
There you go, Jay.
That's what it's there
Is
for.
that perfect? Was that exactly what you were looking for?
You said use the mic. It was supposed to be with your words, not your forehead.
You know, we're jazz music is open to interpretation.
Innovation.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking around with us again. That's Micheal Micheal over there on the drums, Tyler Harlow on the bass. I'm Nathan Bickart. Thanks for being here with us. Yeah, we are gonna keep it going with an original composition of mine. This one's called "Everybody in the Pool." I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, thank you. We've got a couple more tunes this evening. Thanks for sticking with us, hanging around. Ooh. Please visit our virtual tip jar on Venmo or PayPal if you feel inspired by what you're hearing. Obviously, very tough time for the art scene here in the Bay Area, and we're really grateful for your support in helping keep arts alive, and for Mr. Tipple, the Mr. Tipple's team, Jay and Roger, and everyone who makes this place what it is, for having us, and yeah, kind of giving Tyler and Mike and I a good excuse to get together is kind of reason enough in itself. And
Thank
much
you for making some music.
our pleasure, our pleasure. Anytime we're
making that possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, it's good to. It's we're working some muscle. I'm working some muscles. I haven't worked in a while, and
The three of us haven't seen each other since mid-March.
Yeah.
Haven't seen each other.
yeah, for
Much
sure.
less played
Yeah.
music together, but
Yeah.
haven't seen
Exactly.
Wait, this is no rehearsal? I thought you guys have been rehearsing for weeks.
outside of the rehearsals that we have in a very small space
Yeah.
on a regular basis.
Right.
No.
Yeah, the good thing about rehearsal spaces is that they are often poorly ventilated and have no windows. So just like
the best ones, only the best
it's
ones.
an ideal situation
Really good
for.
getting antibodies.
Yeah, there's a certain anyway. We got a couple more tunes. This one is original of mine. It's called Beauty Under Compression. A couple of the songs, this one and a couple of the other songs we've played so far are available on an album of ours. It's called Poem. You can find it on all the places that music is found, iTunes and Spotify and Bandcamp, wherever you fancy. But yeah, this one's called Beauty Under Compression, and yeah, from the album Poem, and we hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Thanks, y'all. One more time. Michael Micheal on the drums. Tyler Harlow on the bass. Nathan Bickart on the piano. Roger and Jay back here making the place. We got a couple more. That was last one was original. This one is not an original. This one is a great Hoagie Carmichael tune. This one's called Stardust, and hope you guys enjoy it.
You think that's a nickname you give yourself, or people give you that nickname?
What?
Hoagie.
got just one more. Thanks so much for being here with us tonight, for listening and watching, and for Jay and Roger, Mr. Tipples, for having us. And yeah, it's truly our pleasure to be here. And yeah, hope everyone is staying healthy and well and getting by as best they can. Yeah, and we're so grateful to have gotten a little bit of your time this evening, spent a little bit of time with you this evening, and we're really grateful for your support and for listening. Once again, we've got a virtual tip jar out in Venmo, PayPal. You can find us in all the places. And yeah, please support Mr. Tipples if you're feeling like a cocktail here in the city. They do deliver, or on delivery services, I should say. But yeah, it's such a pleasure to play with Micheal on the drums, Tyler Harlow on the bass, Nathan Bickart. And yeah, we got one more tune. This one's called Everyone Has a Mama. And yeah, it's based off of a quote from the poet Jericho Brown, who's a great poet. And yeah, I'm not sure I can do his work any more justice than that, but here's a song.
Just call your mom.
Just everybody call your mom.
Call your mom. Tell your lover.
Yeah, there's some great, I don't know if you've seen those, there's like some great street signs, like homemade street signs in the East Bay, and they're like take down capitalism, like capitalism is a virus, you know, it's like these very like intense, wonderful, great, you know, like kind of loosely COVID inspired imagery, and then one of them is like call your mom. And, like, it feels, anyway, similarly, some way a revolutionary act.
It's important.
It's very important.
Whether or not she tells you to, she wants you to.
It's true. It's very true. Yeah. All right. So everyone has a mama, and then we'll all go call our moms. All right. Great. Oh man,
It's a wrap.
I almost did them all right. I didn't. No, it's not true.
Words out.
Ah.